have a listen to this. It just goes on. Okay guys, you join me here on the Escalade V. We're gonna take this thing on a quick drive for you guys because this thing is an absolute monster. Quick tour of the exterior before we go set off. We have soft closed doors, this gorgeous emerald green paint finish on this particular Escalade V. Bird just did its business on here, but this thing is still a glorious monster. Blacked out exterior package. We have massive, I believe 22-inch wheels on this one with Bridgestone rubber, all-wheel drive, supercharged V8 of course under the hood, adaptive air suspension, Magna Ride dampers. It has it all, as well as all of the luxury you expect from an Escalade. Just listen to this exhaust burble. Oh, it is just otherworldly. Let's go take this thing on a short drive because it is an absolute blast. And I'm honestly just going to be a little bit quiet for the beginning of this drive just so we can experience the insane sound of this thing. We have adaptive air suspension like I mentioned here. We can adjust. We also have different drive modes we can go through, so sport, snow, tow haul, my mode, tour. We also have a V mode here which is adjustable, so the V modes and the my modes, you can adjust pretty much all of these settings here. I'll leave it in V mode for a second so we can enjoy this exhaust note, which is amazing. Now fuel economy generally is pretty bad, but I'm able to get almost 17.3 miles per gallon. I saw 18 before, and honestly I'm going to take a picture of that because it's impressive. Someone did get 20 and I could see it on the highway. Honestly, it can get generally quite efficient on the highway if you're just cruising around, but V mode around town all the day, it doesn't like to be efficient, but it sounds incredible instead. Heading off here, we are in my mode right now, and that's the only way you can really put the engine sound in its quietest, kind of almost stealth mode like setting here. And you can just hear, even under heavy throttle, it's muted, and muted by Escalade V standards because it's still very loud, but it's definitely muted versus what you hear in V mode, which I will put it in for you guys in just a second, because definitely in V mode things change very dramatically. Audibly, it's a lot louder than it is in any of the other modes, and it kind of unlocks the ability to really get the engine super loud with all the insane pops, burbles that this thing can do. So just have a listen to this. It's a true blast to drive around all the time, especially in the mode. Yes, it comes to the cost of your fuel economy, but it's just so much fun. And the Escalade itself is just a really wonderful vehicle to drive around. I honestly think this is a pretty easy car to drive. The steering wheel is not massive. It's very light, and especially with the steering ratio, it doesn't have a very dense heft to it. You can make it heavier in V mode and adjust it a little bit, but that's pretty good. Now let's do an acceleration quickly in V mode, because it is insane. Those shifts are just like thunder. They're really insane. And you have to keep in mind, this is a 10-speed automatic gearbox, and General Motors' V division has really tuned this to its quickest shifting application that I honestly have driven it in. I've driven a few vehicles with this 10-speed gearbox, and this is lightning quick shifts for a massive SUV that, while it has a near 700 horsepower supercharged V8 engine, is not inherently a sporty vehicle. The Escalade is still a big comfortable luxo barge at the end of the day. It has a fantastic adaptive air suspension that, depending on what motor you're in, it will either lower or raise. You can raise it to be in a higher ride height. When you go into park, it will lower itself for easy entry and exit. And even in V mode, it does go into a lower setting for more tighter handling, a little bit lower center of gravity you have there. And out here on the highway is really just a wonderful application of this vehicle. The best thing about it is that it has Super Cruise. It just makes it and turns it into a comfortable condo on wheels. And Super Cruise still is hands down one of the best kind of hands-free driving systems that I still have tested so far. It works in the rain, it works at night, it works all the time. It's just simply fantastic. It can auto lane change for you, which is even more fantastic, as it's doing it right now. And it's easy to turn on and off. I've raved about it, I think, enough now. And this is actually one of the earlier Super Cruise systems that I have been using. I just came out of the new Cadillac Lyric, which is the next generation of Super Cruise. A little more refined, a little bit of a different implementation, and you have a better visualization, I think, what's happening on the screens. But this is still fantastic. You have your camera tracker here. It works on those tens and tens of, I guess, hundreds of thousands of miles of pre-approved roads now, and it's just growing more and more so, and really turns this crazy, raucous, raw vehicle into something calm, comfortable, and a highway cruiser. And of course, you can get this on other Escalades. That's not the insane V, but just another highlight, I think, of the V that makes this car even more special. All right, now this vehicle also comes with GM's magnetic dampers and magnetic ride control as well. So that is going to help you on another front. It's going to help you to adjust the damping on a whole bunch of different levels in coordination with that air suspension. And I think the general sound insulation that General Motors has done in the Escalade, obviously it's a little bit reduced for this V because you can always hear that exhaust, and they want you to hear that exhaust. It's such a big part of this vehicle. But generally, when you're just cruising around, I think the sound insulation is absolutely incredible. You don't even really need to speak loudly. You can honestly just whisper. You have a conversation enhancement system in here to kind of speak to other passengers in the vehicle as well. So really all great points here. It gets really, really raucous and loud, and it's a whole load of fun. Bring this to like a Cars and Coffee or to some fun event, and you will be the talk of the show. And just imagine driving this thing around with like a full load of passengers in here with that exhaust sound. It's just an incredible experience. It's a unique experience, even just to say that best. I did want to do a quick audio test for you guys with this incredible AKG audio system. Have a little bit of a listen. We have speakers in the headrest, 36 speakers in this thing. Just a quick audio test for you guys, and as you can hear, that was just barely half volume. It's an incredibly loud and strong and very clear system, and really impressive. Definitely one of the top best audio systems I have experienced in a modern vehicle. always, guys, thank you for joining me on this drive of the Cadillac Escalade V. I'm really excited to see what's coming from the Escalade. Facelift coming really soon, and the updates that they're going to introduce to this really fantastic, best-selling platform that they have right here. And I know it's only going to get better. And we also have the Escalade IQ, the full EV, coming out as well. So hopefully we'll get our hands on that in the near future and be able to compare a little bit to what this experience is, as well as the upcoming facelift Escalade experience will be, and just see if they can really take that same aura and translate it over onto the new Ultium electric platform that the gas Escalades can provide. Thank you again for joining me on another video over at Allcarnews, and as always, stay tuned for more coming soon. Cheers.